guys, today we're going to be trying on some new makeup. You guys know how much I love doing this, and let me just share with you some of the highlights because I am going to be filling in some of the gaps with either products that I love that I've re-upped on, products that are not new but I've never tried before, and products that are kind of new, but I just haven't gotten around to them. So anyway, what I am most excited for are the Fara Homidi Essential Blonzer Compacts. So she's come out with a blonzer bronzer hybrid. I'm so excited. I think I have fallen head over heels in love with pretty much every single release that Fara Homidi has come out with. So she sent over 2 shades for me and also the shader brush, which goes along with this release. And the 2 shades that she sent are Bay and New. Those are the 2 shades. So I'm very excited for that. I'm also very, very excited to try this new spray from One Size Patrick Star. You guys know how much I love this powder melt spray. That is like my absolute go-to, especially in the summertime when I need a little bit of help for my, makeup to stay put. This is the On Till Dawn Bronze Veil Setting Spray. So this is the Cocoa Glow version of their On Till Dawn spray. And I don't usually need like my makeup to stay on for like 24 hours, or I'm not going partying, I'm not working out in my makeup. So the powder melt is like perfect for me. It's sort of like a very lightweight setting spray. The sheen it gives your skin is really beautiful. But the On Till Dawn I have heard really, really great things about. And now this bronzer version, I'm so curious, so curious. So I'm really excited for this guy. And then I did make an order at Ulta when they were having that 20% off sale, which was like store-wide. It included prestige brands and everything. I got the new Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize Easy Eyeshadow Sticks. So I got 2 shades, Oyster Twilight and Desert Sculpt. And then I did get one of the new NARS highlighting sticks in the shade Heavenly. And I did also get this Rouge Cocoa lipstick from Chanel in Flying Cloud 102. This is a shade I just never had. And it's such a me shade. It is a very, very nude pink. And so I thought maybe we would try that. I did also get a lot of other stuff during this Ulta sale, but my delivery was split in 2 shipments. So I got the first shipment just fine. The second shipment has been like in transit now since the end of June. And so I finally kind of like worked it out with Ulta. Anyway, I think they're resending me the products. And I was waiting for those products to arrive before I kind of talked about those other things. But I'm like, you know what? I can't wait any longer. I want to try those things out. Sarah Creel also sent me, I think this is one of the newer shades. I don't know how new this is, of her Eyes Up, her eyeliner. These are really kind of possibly overtaking the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liners. I love those liners. I always will. But these Sarah Creel ones are just as good. Absolutely. And she is really building out the color range, and I absolutely love it. So Gray Area is the shade that she sent to me. So I've got some other stuff, like I said, that I'm going to be filling in the gaps, but those are the highlights. Those are the things I'm probably most excited for in this trying new makeup video. But first, before we jump in, I just wanted to share with you that this video is sponsored, and it's sponsored by Midi Health. So you guys have heard me talk about going through perimenopause on my channel quite a bit. I also talk about it over on my podcast quite a bit. And I'm one of the lucky ones. When my hormones started changing, I went to my doctor and we had a great conversation. She went ahead and prescribed me HRT. We've been tweaking it ever since, and I didn't get any pushback. But I have friends, smart women, who were going through the same things. We were discussing all of our symptoms. We were reading up on it, doing our research, and they went to their doctors and they got these really, I mean, I was surprised, but really these like blanket responses of, you'll be fine, it's just a phase, it will pass, just deal with it. And they walked out of their doctor's appointments with no solutions, no guidance, no nothing. And unfortunately, I don't think that's rare. I think a lot of women run into this. And several of my friends turned to Midi because I actually told them about it. Midi Health is a virtual care clinic on a mission to bring compassionate medical care to women. covered by insurance. Midi is accepted by all major insurance carriers all throughout the 50 states, and the visits are virtual, they're no rush, and from the comfort of your home. So they treat women in all stages of life with everything from perimenopause and menopause to skin, sleep, hair, weight changes, and a lot more. And it's simple. You book your virtual visit through the Midi scheduler online, you meet your clinician, you talk through your symptoms, and if you need any additional testing or blood work, Midi can arrange that for you near you. And then you get all the virtual follow-ups you need to really dial in your treatment and stay on top of prevention. I actually had a call with a Midi clinician myself. Even though my HRT is taken care of, I was just really pleasantly surprised and so happy with our conversation because it wasn't hurried at all. It wasn't rushed. And we got to things that I never get to at a regular checkup, like hair, skin, longevity, and most importantly, what to watch for down the road. If my situation ever changes or my care ends for whatever reason, I know exactly where I can go. So if you're looking for personalized, compassionate care that's covered by insurance, click my link below in my description box to book your first Midi visit. All right, now let's get into trying on all of this new makeup. I'm so excited. So the first thing I want to do is just prep my lips a little bit. I got this True Botanicals Lipid Lip Hydrating Lip Oil. First of all, I just want to point out how amazing this packaging is. So it looks like a squeezy tube, but it's not. It's actually glass. And then this is a doe foot applicator. Isn't that cool? I just thought that was so cool. This has a citrusy scent, which I'm down with. And the oil is nice and light, not too thin, not too thick. It's actually a really nice texture. Really silky. I think that'll be really good for lip prep once we get to this Chanel lipstick. Okay, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, we are gonna start with a foundation that I should have tried, years ago at this point, but I actually tried the concealer from this brand and I didn't like it. I also tried the loose powder from this brand, which was nice, but it wasn't like amazing. And so I just sort of steered away from the base products from this brand, and that's House Labs by Lady Gaga. But I've heard really, really great things about this foundation. This is the Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and it took a couple tries for me to get the right shade. At first, I got shade, I think it was 30. It was like Fair Light or something. Wow, it was almost white. And then I also got Fair Cool, which was 00. That is white. I was like, oh, wow, there's a huge range. So finally I got 100, which is light neutral. And I think this is gonna work. So let's take a look. You guys are gonna have to humor me because I'm sure all of you out there have already tried this. But here's the bottle. It's quite heavy actually. And it says to shake well before use. Gonna pump a couple pumps out. Yeah, I think this is the right shade, finally. You should have seen my eyes when I opened up the box for the 00. I was like, oh, it's white. I was like, oh no, that's not, I'm not that pale. Okay, here is 100. It has a fairly thin texture. I'm actually surprised by that. Can you see it running down my hand? I thought it was gonna be a little bit more, typical, a little bit more creamy. I'm gonna use my Chantecaille Blend and Smooth brush. Oh yeah, that's a nice match. There we go. Ah. It's kind of slippy. Interesting. Oh, what is that? Sorry, I had some like schmutz on my face. What was, ew, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Now I'm just putting a very thin layer of this all over. I like a light coverage, and I also don't want anything too heavy on my skin in the summertime, So just putting it all over. Okay, I think I just used a pump. I don't know that I needed 2 pumps, just by the way. If you're someone like me and you like a little bit of a lighter coverage and just a very light sort of application of foundation, I guess because it's on the thinner side, I only needed 1 pump. But that really does look quite nice. I like that. You know what? I'm going to add just a little bit more. I've got a lot of, discoloration going on down here. So I want to see how buildable this is. I'm going to go in with another light layer just on top here. My skin tone definitely looks more even. Okay. All right. 2 light layers if you want perfection. I don't know, I'm probably in the minority here, but I really like to see a bit of my real skin kind of shine through in all of its all of its imperfect glory. I quite like that. I think it's natural, but it doesn't look dull in any way. Oh, it's very pretty. Yeah, and this shade is right. This is the correct shade, this 100 light neutral. If you use me as reference, absolutely. Wow, I'm glad I kept trying. I'm glad I kept trying with those shades. Okay, all right, so far so good with this Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Such a fancy name. In terms of concealer, I don't have a brand new one, but I did get re-upped on the Dewdrop Concealer from Surat, which is one of my favorites. And I used to use 3, and I've mentioned this before, but I'm just getting paler and paler for 2 reasons. I barely go outside, and the other reason is I've become very religious wearing SPF. So yeah, my skin has just gotten paler. So I think 2 should be fine. 1, at least according to this sticker, is probably a good match for that 00 Fair Cool or whatever that shade was in the House Labs foundation, because that looks white. So I'm gonna open up 2. This will probably be light enough to brighten. And this has one of those sponge tip applicators. And then you just gotta twist. There we go. There we go. And it comes out. So here's shade number 2. Oh yeah, that should work. All right, let's try this. This sponge tip applicator, by the way, is very, very firm, very firm. It's not too spongy, which is so interesting. So I don't usually use like the sponge tip to blend out, maybe a little bit, but I definitely depend on a brush to do that. So I'm going to use my trusty A506 from BK Beauty and Angie. And I'm just going to blend that out. Oh yeah, this shade is great. Now this concealer has really decent coverage. It has a nice texture where it feels, it's not slippy at all, and I wouldn't go so far as to say it's kind of thick and tacky like the Westman Atelier, but it has a little bit of that. It has a little bit of that tack going on, but look at how perfecting that is. So smooth, and I really like this foundation. All right, so that's the Dewdrop Concealer in number 2. I've got number 1 as a backup in case I get even more pale. Who knows? Okay, now here is a baked powder that I have been meaning to try, just never got around to it. This is the Kosas Cloud Set Baked Setting and Smoothing Powder, and I have it in Sheer Light Medium, which is feathery. And I don't know why I just never got around to trying this. I love Kosas products. I really love their baked products, like their blushes. Gorgeous. I loved their bronzers when those first came out. I think have they reformulated those? Anyway, I loved those. So I don't know what has kept me from this one. And then after using the Ilia baked powders, which you guys know I love, I was like, I gotta try this Kosas baked powder. So here is Feathery. I think that'll be perfect for me. And feels very velvety. And this is gonna be, this is gonna be very mattifying. So this will be quite different actually from the Ilia, which has a little bit of a sheen. This is quite a flat matte. So I'm gonna use this sparingly because again, my skin is really, really dry. I'm gonna use a big fluffy brush. I've got this Hourglass number 1 brush. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit. It looks a little bit too dry and I used just the littlest bit. Maybe it's better just on my face and not around my eyes, just to set. But I feel like I'm really benefiting from that Dewdrop concealer here. It looks so blurred and smooth under my eyes. Okay, let me just try it on my cheek here. And I just put my brush in just once. It's okay. It's okay. I wish it wasn't quite so matte. I'm just gonna apply it here just to match things up. I mean, I think I can use this like in my T-zone, right? The tip of my nose gets pretty oily throughout the day. Probably be really great for that. This actually may be good for that transition blush situation or like blending out your cheek products at the end, kind of give it that cloud-like appearance. Maybe it's good for that, but I don't like it for underneath my eyes. I don't think it did much for that area. Okay, all right. Well, now we know the Kosas Cloud Set Powder and Feathery. Not horrible, not horrible, but I just have to be careful with it. Okay, now I don't have a bronzer to try because I think these Blonzers should take care of bronzer and blush. At least that's what I'm hoping. So let me open these up. Oh, here's my knife. Let me open up these boxes. I am so excited for these. You guys know how much I love her bronzer, the Bois color. I love that bronzer. I love the concealer slash foundation. I love her lip products. Here's the compact, looks just like the bronzer. Oh my gosh, I love this packaging. I love that everything is a refill. Oh my God, this is new. And this is Bay. Okay, here's Bay, here's new. Oh, gorgeous. Let's do some swatches. Ooh, that's stunning. That is stunning. Wow, it has such a gorgeous sheen to it. This is the perfect blush shade. And then here is Bay. Ooh, ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, both of these are fairly pink. So I think what I'm gonna do, let's try this new shade all over my cheek and see how it does in terms of bronzing. See if it like warms up my complexion and doesn't look too pink. Oh, let me open up this shader brush. Oh, I believe this is the same, I think this is the same brush that actually was released with the bronzers. I think this is the same brush. I love how compact she makes everything. So great for travel. Now, if you guys have never used a pink toned bronzer, you are missing out. Do you remember when Bobbi Brown had that gorgeous one that was discontinued, and now there's, I think it's called Dusty Rose from Jones Road. They're such gorgeous bronzers. You do have to have pretty pale skin, neutral, slightly cool toned leaning skin as well. If you fit that description and you've never tried a pink bronzer, you definitely have to. Okay, let's try this new shade. I'm gonna use her shader brush and just gonna lightly dust this all over. Okay, there is a light dusting of this everywhere I would bronze. So across my forehead, underneath my cheekbones, across my nose. Do I have more on this side than this side? I feel like this side of my room is more shadowy. Sorry. Let me just add a little bit more here, just in case. I think the shade works for me as an all over bronzer. Of course, this would be a great blush too if I just wanted to focus it right on my cheekbones, but I wanted to use this all over just to see if it would work. I think it does. And then use this Bay shade, which is deeper and brighter, and kind of focus this on my cheeks. Yeah, let's try that. I'm just gonna go with the same brush. Focus this right on my cheekbones. What do you guys think of this combo? Is it too pinky? I don't know that the new shade kind of reads pink. I do feel like it just looks like it's warmed up my skin a bit. I think it's great. I think it's great. I've always been a big fan of pink tone bronzers. This is very well pigmented, by the way. I'm just dipping the brush in like a couple of times. So I'm going to be traveling to New York in a couple of weeks, and I've been kind of just thinking randomly here and there about like what makeup I'm going to be packing, and I feel like I need to pack all my Fara Homidi stuff because this compact design is so good. So good, and the products are great. Again, I feel like I have more on this side. Let me even it out. Wow, it's gorgeous. The sheen in these blushes are subtle They're really, really subtle, so it doesn't look almost like a blush highlight hybrid. I love these. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so, so much, Fara Homidi. She just keeps coming out with like the best toned products, like that bronzer. You guys, I went on and on about that bronzer because it's so good. So, so good. Okay, moving on, I've got this new NARS highlight stick. This is the light reflecting luminizing stick. I have it in the shade Heavenly, and it's now coming in this white packaging. They have this whole like luminizing line, and this stick, I remember when I first tried it, I had just opened it right up and this box was like sitting out on my doorstep for a little while. And you know, it's like 110 degrees here in Vegas. And I was like, whoa, this is a really soft stick. It's not that soft. I made a short about these products. It definitely has some emollients, you know, it's gonna blend out nicely, but it's not quite as soft as I thought it was when I first got it. But there is a swatch. Very pretty. I did get another shade of this. This is Heavenly. I think the one that I'm waiting on still, I think is Eros, E-R-O-S. Yeah, I think it's Eros. And I think maybe that one is more gold. Anyway, let me go ahead and tap this on. I'm just tapping my finger on there. Yeah, this Heavenly has a little bit of a pink reflect to it, which is actually great considering all the pink that I have on my face. There's a slight iridescence to it. It's nice. It sets down pretty quickly, actually. You know who I think would like this? I actually have to text her. Is Teresa is Dead. I bet that she would like this tone because she has such cool toned skin. And with this slight pinky shift, I think she would like this. If she hasn't tried it yet. I don't know that she has. I really thought it was going to be like kind of slick and messy, but it's nice. It sets down really nicely. It doesn't feel like gloppy at all. Now, this product is not new, but it's new to me. It's Make Beauty's Infinite Brow Nano Pencil. And boy, oh boy, is this nano. This makes those micro pencils look giant. Look at the tip. Let me hold it up next to, okay, here's the Microfine Defining Pencil from Chanel. I'm gonna put it, hopefully you guys can see. They're both fine, but look at how much more fine the Make Beauty one is. Isn't that crazy? Okay, let's hope it doesn't break off too much. That's always, I think, the challenge in creating these really fine tip pencils. But let me do a swatch. Hopefully you guys can see this color, which is soft black. That is like the definition of hair-like strokes. Wow. Where have you been all my life is what I'm thinking. You know, the tip of this pencil is so fine. I don't feel like I need to go in with a spoolie. I feel like going in with a spoolie would actually ruin it. I've never had that feeling before. Sorry, I can't stop saying wow, but wow. I am so impressed. That's amazing. Oh wow, where have you been my whole life? Yeah, you guys, you gotta check out this Infinite Brow Nano Pencil. I can't believe how thick it makes those microfine pencils look and feel. All right, let's try out these Easy Eyeshadow Sticks from Charlotte Tilbury. These are the Exaggerize Easy Eyeshadow Sticks. And let me do swatches of the two shades that I got. Here is the packaging. I mean, I think pretty much all eyeshadow sticks look the same. The actual stick looks the same. So here is Oyster Twilight. That is very pretty. And then here is Desert Sculpt. And I purposefully got one that is meant to be a matte and one that is meant to be a shimmer. So the Desert Sculpt is the matte. That is very warm brown. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit more neutral, but in true Charlotte Tilbury form, her eyeshadows always run very warm. Yeah, even the Oyster Twilight has a peach base to it. Let me try the Oyster Twilight first. The packaging of this feels pretty nice. I actually like the weight of it down here. I'm just gonna draw this right on. Maybe like the inner portion of my lid here. You know what? I'm gonna use my finger. Let me use my finger. This eyeshadow stick feels a touch more like oily than some of the other sticks that I've been using, like the Victoria Beckham and which other ones? The Dior ones. It's funny, I feel like those are more slippy, like they actually blend out more quickly. These have like an oily, like a almost like a dry oil kind of feel. There's Oyster Twilight. I like that shade. It's very pretty. I think the metallic sheen of it actually looks better in the swatch. Not better, that's not the right word. Stronger. The sheen of it is brighter in the swatch versus on my eyelid. Maybe I need to build it up a little. Let's do that. A little better. That's strange though. I feel like it's so bright on the back of my hand and then it's just kind of not on my eyelid. Weird. Very, very weird. Okay, I'm actually gonna grab this A502 brush. This is like a small blender brush from BK Beauty and Angie, and I'm gonna brush this over this Desert Sculpt because this felt even more emollient than the metallic one, and I don't want this shade kind of messy on my lid. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit and then brush it on. It's so strange. The same with this one. The impact in my hand swatch is so much stronger than actually on my eye. I mean, I know I'm using a brush, so that's really gonna shear it out, but still, it's like such a difference. I'm actually gonna go in straight with the stick and just see what happens. Isn't that interesting? It's like they blend so sheerly versus their initial swatch, almost like they blend to nothing. Isn't that weird? I mean, there's still eyeshadow there. I don't wanna say that. There are a lot of powder eyeshadows out there. You guys know the ones I'm talking about, where you blend and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I just blended it all away. It's gone, it's disappeared. This is not the case for these, but these just blend out so sheerly compared to the initial, like the initial application of it. Huh. Interesting. I'm looking up to see if these shadows are meant to be like a long-lasting eyeshadow stick. I think a lot of them generally are, like the Laura Mercier and the Bobbi Brown. So these, Speedy Easy Cream Eyeshadow Stick with up to 24-hour long-lasting wear. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Self-priming formula with color boosting technology. Sculpt with matte, blur and highlight. Sorry, sculpt with matte and then blur and highlight with the satin glow. Humidity proof, crease proof, waterproof, fade proof. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do the other eye, and then I think when we're done with all of our makeup, I wanna see if these have set down completely. All right, let me go in with Oyster Twilight. And blend that out with my finger. Well, they're fairly easy to work with. They do blend out smoothly. Like I don't think they're patchy, but they really sheer out. The pigmentation is very, very light, at least with these two shades that I have. Yeah, the impact on the back of my hand is so much stronger than it is once I get it over my eyelid. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to remember though to check in at the end of this video and just see how, how like crease proof they are. Okay, I've got the Sarah Creole Eyes Up Creamy Kajal Longwear Liner in gray area. And I mean, it's fine, it's fine. I was gonna say gray is such a cool tone while these are such a warm tone shadow, but I think this should be fine. It's like a warm gray. That's gray area. Yeah, it's like a warm gray. Perfect. I'm just gonna tight line with this. I don't want to interfere with the shadow sticks since I want to see if those are smudge proof, So I'm just going to put this tight line upper and lower. Very nice soft gray. Like I said, I love the formula of these. Really, really great. Let's try Ravi Beauty's new effortless lash classic curve mascara. Wow, I've got black and brown. Wonder if I should go with brown. Yeah, since I've got such a warm look on. Here is the packaging. Here is the wand, a slight curve, plastic bristles. I love this. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I forgot to curl my lashes. One moment, please. Okay, lashes are curled. Gosh, what was I thinking? Okay, I like the texture of the mascara. It's not too wet. It's not too dry. It actually glided on really nicely. But for me, all I want is a mascara that holds the curl in my lashes. And this one is okay. It's okay. I feel like I see my lashes like slowly coming down, but not to like flatness again. And it's good at defining the lashes too. Okay. Okay. Decent mascara. And then, oh, we're just down to lipstick. So I'm excited for this Flying Cloud Rouge Coco lipstick from Chanel. I think these lipsticks were reformulated. This color is so good. It's like a mauvey rosewood. Does it have a sheen? I actually can't tell if it has a sheen. Wow. I think there's a little bit of a shimmer in there. Yeah, I can barely see it in the bullet. Huh. All right, well, let's just get this on. Oh yeah, it definitely has a sheen. Definitely has a sheen. Oh, it's pretty. Yeah, very cool tone. It's so funny. Once I put this on, it made this Desert Sculpt look even warmer, like as a comparison. There is a little bit of a fragrance. I think these used to have more of a fragrance, but is it slightly different? You guys have to remind me. I was never that big on the Rouge Coco lipsticks. They're very nice. I remember, liking the formula. They're very comfortable, but you guys know I'm so obsessed with the Rouge Coco flashes that I had so many of those that I never really kind of dabble just in like their regular lipstick line. So I don't have that good of a memory of the older version. And it's just as I understand it that they've been reformulated, but please correct me down below if they haven't. Maybe they just redid their shade range, but I think they've been reformulated also. One last thing to check out, this One Size Until Dawn Bronze Veil Setting Spray. I'm so excited, but before I do that, I do want to check out this eyeshadow. My hands are, let me just make sure my hands are clean. I'm going to use a makeup wipe and, well, I'm going to wipe everything off and also wipe off my fingertips here. I'm going to make sure they are dry. So yeah, I mean, I see maybe like one or two little sparkles that maybe have come off of the Oyster Twilight. Yeah, maybe a little bit of the, like the shimmeriness of the Oyster Twilight, but nothing else. Okay, all right, not bad. And how's this foundation looking? Pretty good. Pretty good. I really, really love these Blonzers from Fara Homidi. The tone is just, it's so nice. So nice. I can't wait any longer. Let's try out this setting spray. Legendary performance, now with a sun-kissed sheen. Lock-in makeup for up to 16 hours with a weightless, waterproof wash of bronze radiance that won't transfer. Oh my God. Can I spray this all over my body? Shake well, hold 12 to 14 inches away, and spray in a circular motion over face or body, yes, to evenly distribute the glow. Allow to dry, then apply additional layers as desired. What? I am irrationally excited for this. Here's the can, here's the spritzer. Rip off a fresh thing of paper towel. Here is the bronze. I was afraid it was going to be kind of warm. It doesn't look warm at all. It actually has a pinky undertone. Okay, I'm going to get my hair out of the way. Let me tie it back. My hair wasn't bleached. I probably wouldn't care, but It's definitely gonna show up on bleached hair. Do we see a difference? I should have done like a before shot. Okay. Well, this is just with one very light spritz. Let's try it again. There is 2 light spritzes. I mean, it's very subtle. It's very subtle. You know what I see is like a really pretty sheen. My skin is looking real mannequin-like. Oh, I'm down for that. Should we put a little bit more on? Let's put a little bit more. I'm so gonna abuse this pore spray. I'm so sorry. Okay, just one more go. And I'm just gonna do it quick. I'm gonna do it quick, okay. Oh, now I see it. Wow. Oh, it looks nice though. You guys, I'm gonna go through bottles of this. You just know it. I'm gonna be spraying it all over my body. But look. Oh my God, I love this. Thank you, Patrick Starr, for yet another amazing setting spray. Oh my God, you are the queen. Yes, go. That is awesome. Oh, I'm so excited. This looks really, really nice. Can you guys see it? I hope you guys can see it. Oh my God, this looks really nice. Really nice. This looks like I spend time outdoors. This looks like I'm healthy, a healthy person and not a cave dweller. Ooh, okay. All right. The Blonzers, these are amazing, absolutely amazing. These are okay. The Exaggerize, I don't think I would recommend these over the gazillions of other ones that I have, like the Victoria Beckham and the Dior and the Laura Mercier and the Bobbi Brown. I'm just looking at my drawer over here. The Ilia even. The Ilia, that's a different formula altogether. Completely different formula altogether. It's a little bit drier, it's a little bit tackier. That I feel like would make a nice base. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But yeah, a lot of these eyeshadow sticks are pretty much the same. So you kind of have to go for the shades that you like. And you just have to remember, Charlotte Tilbury, her eye stuff is going to lean a lot warmer than it looks in the color chip, even when you swatch it on your hand. Once you get it onto your eyes, this has been my experience, and I think I just saw it with these, a lot warmer for some reason. I don't know. The Revi mascara is nice. I wish it kept my curl a little bit, but it does a nice job like kind of separating and lengthening each lash. The eyeliner is great. All of her eyeliners are great. This is fantastic. Oh my God. This is so good. You guys have to go out and try this. It's like I want to like crawl through the screen right now and like spray you guys so you guys can see it in real life. But it's so good. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And don't forget to check down below my description box for a link to Midi if you're interested in their services. Definitely check down below. A big thank you to them for sponsoring this video. I've worked with them before. They are absolutely wonderful. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.